Hi stretchers, welcome back. So tonight, I'm a bit low in the frame, but never mind. Tonight we're going to do a bit more straddle, but we're going to do some more contract relax. But instead of doing it as a muscle release where we contract quite gently, we're going to do a thing called a PNF. Okay, a PNF is just a different protocol, and it means that we squeeze harder. We typically go towards end range or as far as we can get out, and we squeeze as hard as we can. Now, when we come to do the squeeze, what I would say is start at like 10%, 20%, and ramp it up to your maximum, which might be sort of 60, 70, 80, or 90, maybe even 100%. But don't go for nothing and then just try and squeeze as hard as you can. Put a bit of tension on and squeeze a bit harder over the first couple of seconds, and then try and hold it through then. You'll probably find it's a bit more tolerable, much less chance of doing yourself any injuries or things like that as well. So I will explain it when we get to that point where we're doing these PNF, which stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. The guys that have been doing it for a few months, you should be able to spell that by now, or at least say it. So we're going to get warmed up, and because we're going to be doing this PNF, which is a bit more intense, if you like, we're going to just make sure that we're nicely warmed up. So we'll just do some joint rotations to start with. We're going to do some squats and wider squats and some Cossacks and different bits and pieces just to make sure that we're much more prepared for it. Not that you necessarily need to, but we're just going to try and get the most out of it we can, and it just reduces injury a wee bit. So 8 to 10 reps each way. If you want to do a few more one way, a few more the other way, that's cool. You should be by this point just over halfway, starting to learn your body a wee bit where you go, I need to do more clockwise, or I need to do more anti-clockwise to get the greatest benefits. So listen to your body, tune into it, and do what you need to do. And as you do a few more, you're just trying to increase the range of movement. Not that you're forcing it, you're not really trying to increase the range of movement. As you move, more range becomes available, is more or less what you're trying to do, in fact. Great, we're going to go to that hip hinge. I just like to do this one side on for you guys. So we're just hinging forwards. Again, I'm just going up to the barrier. I'm not really trying to stretch. What happens is I go up to the barrier, and the barrier goes, we can deal with that. We're going to give you a little bit more, so you need to move further into it. So you're not forcing or trying to create a new range of movement. You just go up to it, it relaxes, it gives you a little bit more, and then you're able to explore it. Brilliant. We're going to come out in a little straddle. Just going to have to do this a bit. So just a wee straddle. And we're just going to hinge forward. So we're not curling we're not bending from the top. We're hinging at the hips, and we're just coming forwards. If you want, you could put your hands onto the chair. But I'm just going to have my hands on my knees, down towards the floor. I could just be hanging. And we're just going to use that as a nice wee sort of gentle stretch, if you like, at this point. We should be now sort of starting to hit the adductors and the hamstrings. And then down a wee bit lower, if that's doable. I want you just to slowly move yourself. So if you're not all the way down, you're just going to move through to one side. And then move it back. And of course, this could be up here. So just exploring that. Just a nice little stretch at the minute. Cool. Bring it up. I'm going to camp out here for a wee bit. So not so wide that you're struggling, but wide enough that you feel as though these muscles are just having to work a little bit to hold you up. And you can adjust that as we're holding it, either in the way or out the way. We're going to hold it for like 20, 30 seconds or so. My legs are straight. It doesn't mean my knees are completely locked out. They're just kind of able to move a tiny little bit. So I'm reasonably comfortable. This is all just to start telling this, you're going to relax, you're going to lengthen, I want you to work with me, rather than sometimes if we jump in too quick and it all tenses up, and we then go to do like a PNF where we're kind of try to contract hard against it. It's not impossible, it just makes it more uncomfortable. And this can already be uncomfortable enough, so. Cool. We're going to do 10 reps. All I want you to do is hinge forwards. So not bend forwards, don't bend your spine. Hinge forwards from the hips 10 times, as far and as comfortable as you can go. Okay, so up. That's 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Your legs might slide out further. If they did, that's cool. If you can manage it, it's fine. Cool. You guys can bring your legs in. If you can, walk it in. Just going to quickly turn this heater off because it's getting hot on the sun. So we're going to go back into that position again. And all we're going to do is turn the toes up on one side and we're going to sink down. I'm going to grab my mat for that because it sucks on my heel. I'm just going to tell this, guys. So we've got that straddle position, turn the toes up and then sinking down. So just getting a nice little stretch. Cool. If you're ready, come on up, transfer it over, turn the toes up on the other side, and then crouching down. Switching over. So you see how I use my elbow to just push that out. It's just going to open up those adductors a wee bit. Just go as low as you're comfortable. So once we get down low in this chair with this PNF, you can sort of see at the minute, one leg is already doing what it is we're going to be doing. It's just a nice little prep. Changing over. So you see I'm leaning away a wee bit. That's just bringing that stretch into the adductor for me. And then change it back. change. Cool, come back to the middle. I'm just going to go in a wider position again. So you might be a wee bit wider than you were before, maybe feels a bit more comfortable. Doesn't matter about the position of the feet, they might be pointing forward, might be pointing side, maybe 0.45. All right, so we'll take a wee rest. That's kind of the prep done. I'm going to pull my chair in. I'm going to grab this because it's not got a back to it. It's pretty dangerous because it's got wheels on it. It's stupid, but you both see me a bit better. So we're going to do about 5 to 8 sets. I don't know how many. Some of you guys might only manage 3 or 4. Some of you guys might manage a few more. Basically, you want to go until kind of failure. And failure doesn't mean you've really failed. It just means until you go, I don't want to do that again, or I can't really get any further from it. So have a few goes, see how you get on. If you're done before I'm done, then all you do is you sit on the floor, go into straddle and enjoy a nice static passive stretch. So get your legs out in a position where you're comfortable. As I said, I don't like to go too deep too quick, so I'm relatively high. Then what we're going to do for 10 seconds is we're going to squeeze my feet into the floor pretty much as hard as I can. Okay, it's called maximal or submaximal. So we're talking like at least 80% here, ideally. So start squeezing. There's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. When you relax, take all the weight in your hands. Let the muscles of the legs relax. Take a nice deep breath in. Let out. And then at the end of the breath, go a little bit lower if you can. Don't force it to go lower. Only go lower if you can. And like last night, we were chatting about the end. If your toes or your feet need to turn up, totally fine. So let's squeeze again. There's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the weight. Relax and breathe. Okay, start squeezing. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 90, 100%. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking the weight of my arms. Okay, squeezing those legs. Squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the weight off. Deep breath in and out. Okay, squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Take the weight. Okay, squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I have to take 2 breaths. Oh, it's no easing off, but I'm going deeper anyway. Okay, squeeze again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay, squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Oh my goodness. Okay, squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm done. I can't tolerate it anymore. So I'm going to sit down. Oh, if you want to do another one, go again. If you can, try and hold this position now. Once you sat down, get out there. It's probably going to be pretty intense. I'm probably up to about a 7 at the minute. I'm bright red, I'm out of breath. I'm really uncomfortable, so I'm going to shut up. I'm going to breathe, let my shoulders relax. Down to about 6.5 now. Heart rate's coming down, stress levels are coming down. Not like a 6. So I know if I can get from a 7 down to a 6, I can get this down to a 4. I've just got to concentrate and persevere. Still aching, still quite uncomfortable. Down to like a 5.5. Thinking I'm getting down to 5 soon. Probably down to 5. Feel super lightheaded because of the amount of effort that I was putting in. It would have ramped my blood pressure up. It was really, really stressful. It was causing me quite a bit of anxiety and overwhelm and almost like a feeling of drowning where you just want to breathe but you can't. Plus super intense stretch on the on the inner thigh muscles and adductors and hamstrings a bit. So I can still feel quite a bit of stress, quite a bit of strain, quite a bit of stretch on the muscles in my inner thigh. But the overall sensation, that stretch reflex, that overwhelming urge to come out of the position, that I've got under control now. Probably down to like a bit of 4.5. I'm not quite at 4 yet. It's coming though. And I haven't moved. My feet are exactly where I was when I sat back down. They've maybe slid in ever so slightly marginally because the mat might move and things like that, but it's pretty minimal. So that's me probably like about a 4 now. So it's taken all that time. That's got to be at least 2 minutes there that took for me to manage that stretch reflex. And that's why it's really important that we learn that technique really early on, that what a 4 is, how it feels, and then learn to start managing what a 4.5 is, a 5, all the rest of it, because there is times later on with this more developmental stretching, but we are going to have to manage it. You can't do that PNF and then come right out of it right away. The longer you can stay in this position, the more it habituates, the more you're making it permanent. So that's me, super chilled. Now down to 3, take my hands off, pretty wide out for me, pretty much my current max. but I'm sitting at a 3 out of 10. If it's happier for longer, we'll get it down to 2 and a 1 and so on. But I know now that, you know, I'm actually getting that point where I'm like, I can sit further forward into that. It's eased right off. So we're going to finish up. If you feel as though you're, you know, that was quite a lot for you, if you're a bit newer to the challenge, you can just finish up there. Maybe you just want to bring your legs in. Maybe you want to sit in that straddle position just while we do this last little bit of exercise. I think you manage it, but see how you go. It's just to give us a little bit of active cool down, a wee bit of challenge, a wee bit of fun. So let's tilt this a wee bit, probably to get there. I'm going to kick my mat just forward here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so you've got plenty of space to see me. I'm going to go into my straddle position. I'm going to hinge forwards, place my hands on the floor, and I want you to walk out till you come up onto your tiptoes and your hands are under your shoulders, and I'm going to do one push-up. We're then going to walk back. We're going to come up and down, back out. So that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If you can, get back up into this position. If you can't, just come back to this position. 5. Let your legs go wider if you can. 4. 3. 2. 1. Oh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, lie down.